I'm gonna finish up here the show. I'm gonna finish up. So, Corn. Life is nuts. As you know, on the show, we deal with our struggles. Sometimes you can see a little bit of the emotion and the livelihood of us on the show.
Our emotions.
But I don't know, Corn. I think basing what this last segments were, I think you should have a little fun. I mean, that's the thing.
You don't strike me as a particularly emotional person.
Emotional?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm right. I'm a poet.
No. Emotional. I didn't say you didn't write. It just you never struck me as a particularly emotional person.
What's an emotional person?
Yeah, somebody who's a drama queen, or,
Oh no,
that kind of thing.
I'm not I contain it. I feel things in life, of course.
I can fly off the handle. That's my big problem. I tend to have a big mouth and I tend to indulge it entirely too much.
Yeah, but back on the thing, I just, like I said, in the future, the end game will come clear, but you don't see yourself with another woman in the later part of the Corn's life.
No, I like I said, I'm kind of leery about telling my kids whether to trace the idea of getting married.
You can still have kids.
I mean, people still have kids, but at the end of the day, I mean, what's the point of getting married? They can divorce you just as easily.
Well, I think that
but if you get married, you give them, basically...
It puts merit on the relationship if they have relationships with women. You'd want that one, unless you want raising unicorns or something.
Here's the thing. How does it put merit on the relationship? How does it... You're basically saying getting married puts the imprimatur of the state on it and saying, this is good.
Well, the fish...
If you get divorced, you're still fucked.
The fish isn't really married yet,
Oh, I know. You've been playing married for a while now.
But that's the thing. You could just say it in your head.
But the point is, you're better off just playing married than getting married. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't mind that. But if you mean... I'm saying married, I use the word loosely.
She's not going to take you to court or take half your shit.
That's what I'm getting at.
Being married, she will take you to court and take half your shit. Even if she's the one stepping out on you, or she's the one that decides, fuck this.
The fish makes nothing.
But you get what I'm saying, man. Look at my kid brother, dude. I mean, the settlement that chick got out of that whole thing, hell, for that, I'd marry the fucker.
That's his fault. That's what we're going about the kids.
That's my point.
That's his fault.
That's his fault.
The fish will get married, but he's got some legal things he's got to take care of.
Yeah.
You know what I've been talking about.
Yeah, you have to...
Oh, you can't be with a blind eye to that shit.
No, if you're going to get married, have an extensive prenuptial agreement in place so that everybody comes out of it, with what they expect to come out of it.
Yeah, and that's how it should be, like on the street. That's my card, that's your card. You have a McDonald's tray, I got a fucking Jackson box tray. It should be that kid simple. If you have a fucking Toyota, that's your Toyota.
Right, but it never works out that way.
No,
especially once kids get involved. And it goes back to what I was talking about, not knowing what to tell my kids about this shit, because there's a side of me that really wants to see grandkids. I want to see grandkids. I want them to have kids and have the experience of raising children. It's really fun. I enjoy the shit out of it, But
so you just raise a hipster then? I don't know.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, raise a hipster.
Oh.
You explain. That's now here we are talking about anti-hipsters, and yet you basically want to raise a hipster.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know, dude. It's one of those.
Then why college?
Well,
why anything?
See that's another thing. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily hard press the kids to go to college. I mean, I got the full court press from my parents because that's who they are. Okay, and we all became doctors and lawyers, literally, and it worked out for us. But at the same time, there's no guarantee that it'll work out for my kids, and there's no reason to put them through all of that rigmarole if at the end of the day their college degree is looked at the same as some schlep coming out of Ashford University online course. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went to a real school Those people went to a pretend school. At the end of the day, they look at it on that schlep at Human Resources doesn't know the difference between one school and the other. You know, they may, but most of them don't. You know, especially if you come from a school that isn't, you know, Division One basketball kind of thing, that doesn't have that kind of big name reputation kind of. So, what is the point in engaging in all of that debt and all of that struggle if the payout isn't that great?
Well, there's certain occupations.
I'd
If
rather-
someone
I'd
wanted to
rather
become
just-
a doctor,
I'd rather
you need
just
a-
support them for a couple of years while they spend time reading books and traveling. I'd be down for that.
Seems like in the fishes, like that would have what I should have done.
That might have benefited them more. You know, it's
No, it's a toss-up, my friend.
and I sure shit don't want to send them to the military. You know?
Well, there's a certain thing.
I mean, there's a side of me
Where-
that flirted with the idea of joining the military when I got out of high school. But that's because, you know, I'm a sociopath. There's a side of me that really, really digs the idea of shooting people. You know?
But it's what you choose.
Yeah, well, I
You
chose
get to
something
dictate.
else.
But you get to dictate, and it's your
Yeah.
responsibility to dictate how you want this. Because you know, some parents are gonna be that are in, like you said, in this day and age, are gonna raise their kids all willy-nilly kind of shit. You can't do yoga in school because
Oh,
they
no.
say Namaste or something.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh,
Heaven forbid you stretch and you say something at the end.
it's just heavy breathing with stretching. Actually, yoga is one of my favorite activities. I love yoga, dude. Yoga can get you high if you do it right.
Can make a good day back better.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you just teach your kids to become yogis then?
Yeah, no.
What's wrong with that?
Uh,
Feeling happy?
They have to choose what they want to do. But
Street strides, downward facing dog?
that's not a downward facing dog, you fool.
No, I know, I'm just being silly for the camera.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, there's all sorts of things that they can get into without having to go to college, without having to get married, without having to get on that road to getting boxed into some shit that they may not appreciate 5, 6, 7 years down the line. At the same time, I think about it and I look at all these people that aren't married and don't have kids and don't have this, that, or the other, and I think of them when they're in their 70s. What are their lives going to be like?
Well, maybe you just... What would be your oldest's best job if you could play it forward for him? Since you probably know him better than he knows himself at this age.
Oh,
What's his ideal job? And maybe go for it. Yoga instructor?
no. My kids are totally married.
So what would it be?
I don't know.
Silicon Valley?
No, just something involving science, something involving either chemistry or geology. He's into that shit.
Well, my cousin did really well. My two cousins that are chemists.
You know, he likes that, and I'm really happy that he likes that. But he doesn't. He's not very competitive. Is his problem. He's a very modern kid in that stance. You know, when I was a kid, I was very competitive. You know, somebody did something, I had to do it better. You know, in certain realms. You know, I recognize my limitations. You know, so I won't compete in areas where I know that I can't compete. But you know, in areas where I can compete, I'm competitive. I like pitting myself against others. And my oldest is not really like that. He's okay not being the top dog.
But that suits the science world, doesn't it?
I guess.
Unless you're trying for Nobel Prizes in
I don't know.
fucking...
I don't know what the science game is like, so maybe not.
My cousins are not too competitive. Well, one of them isn't.
All I know is it served me well. I think suppressing competitiveness in people is kind of destructive long term, and I don't know what to do about it. But we live in an era where getting into
It's a
a
competition.
fight in school is grounds for expulsion. You know, and that's fucking silly.
Yeah.
If the rules that apply to kids today were applied when I was in,
Oh, I'd be expelled.
I'd be in juvie hall, dude. Because, you know, 7th, 8th grade,
Firecrackers in the trash can
I
kind
was
of
getting
shit.
into fights every day.
Yeah, there would be one. Oh, come on now, guys, break it up.
No. I was the guy that would say, "Okay, I'll see you at 3:30."
Yeah, after
to such
school.
and such place.
Then the teacher sometimes shows up and breaks it. You guys go home. Get out of here.
But for months, I was the guy meeting the.
And there was that one
the-
guy
the
who went
local
to
boy.
Mexico.
I was like, let's go, dude.
Or the guy that goes into Mexico, he's the one who likes the M80s. Come on, I'll quit that. But
Yeah.
he's the same
But
guy.
he's always the same guy who comes back with a box full of M80s.
and
Yeah.
blowing up once or twice in the lunch quad.
Right.
Remember those?
I love that. You can't get away with that kind of shit.
Oh my
nowadays.
God, there's so many
You
for a
find
week
yourself in
straight.
Judy Hall now.
There was a trash can blowing up
Yeah.
or a bathroom.
Exactly. But you can't engage in any of those
Oh my
shenanigans anymore.
God. Yeah, you would just be straight sent up the river.
We live in a just
Serving time.
asinine world now that I don't know how to explain it to my kids. How to explain the difference to my kids. It's like, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was watching a group of people in the back of a pickup truck.
All right, take us out, Corn. We're at that moment.
Do you remember riding in the back of a pickup truck?
Yes,
When
in
was the
Hawaii.
last time you did that?
Oh, about last time in Hawaii, it's legal.
Oh yeah?
It's legal.
I haven't done that since I was a little kid.
Well, let's take a Hawaii trip.
It's almost might be worth it just to
Do it.
sit in the back of a pickup truck while you're going 65 miles an hour down the interstate.
Yeah, with the drunk uncle driving. But that's another story.
the drunk uncle driving.
Heineken's. That's for you Hawaii people out there. Green bottle. But anyways, we gotta sign out of here. We both gotta go do something.
Go do our day jobs.
And so we'll be back later days.